I mean, that's a tune, right? There's a different mix that's even bouncier. Love it. Anyway, you are tuned in to BBC Radio London. Hello, how are you? How's Sunday treating you? Happy Sunday from me, Kath. I will be here till 6 with you on your radio station. Always a pleasure to have a good old chinwag today. We've got plenty to discuss, but right now we're going to turn our attention, well, to the fact that we're all maybe addicted to our phones. That may not describe you, but I have a suspicion that most of us, either listening or my good self, we find ourselves drawn. In fact, our attention is demanded by social media and news sites, scrolling through endless news or information or gossip or whatever it might be, even just messages from friends or YouTube, whatever it is that's drawing our attention. But the question is, are we too addicted to our smartphones and to our devices and to the internet? And to help us have this conversation about whether we should or even can digitally detox, I'm really pleased to say we are now going to welcome Arne Bangsgaard Mathiasen, owner of Dumbphone, to have this chat. Arne, have I got your name correct at least?
Yeah. My name is very Danish, so I guess it's a bit hard to pronounce in English. I've never understood how to exactly.
Well, I thank you. I did my best. And Arne, what a pleasure to meet you. Happy Sunday.
Thank you.
May we start by asking about, I mean, I know that what you're offering is possibly a way to digitally detox, but what's so bad about us being heavily connected to our device, our smartphone?
From my experience, I haven't met a single person who are not haven't done something to try to limit the amount of time their smartphone is taking. That could be by turning their screen to gray, or that could be by lowering the amount of notifications. So it seems like there's quite a lot of people who are frustrated with how their smartphone is maybe taking sometimes more of their life than it's giving. And I think a lot of it has to do with that we are forced to have it within us. It's almost impossible to take a break. It can be very anxiety provoking to leave it.
But it's been designed this way. Everything about it, not just the device, but every app I use on the device has been designed to drag me in and be there for as long as possible.
Yeah. It's basically they're everything is designed to make us want to use it for as long as possible. It's quite hard to be up against that, a whole army of engineers who are engineering it to be very addictive.
So we have an addiction, and a widely probably accepted addiction. I thought about this, but knowing I was going to speak to you on, I was thinking, do I mention that regularly on a Monday, my phone tells me I've been using it for the week between 5 or 6 hours a week? And I think that's embarrassing. I'm actually, I've said it now. I won't say it again. I'm a bit embarrassed by that amount of time I spend scrolling and looking and watching and doing whatever it is. But it is my music device. It is my camera. It is my news provider. So there are reasons for this. And it's also the way I communicate with some of my closest friends and family. So, okay, you're saying lots of people want to limit their use. How do we do this? Because it's obviously important.
It for sure is. And I think there's plenty of very reasonable ways of using the smartphone. It's a fantastic device that I really don't think we should ever go back to the time of completely living without it. But there's a quite good opportunity of mixing the two things. What I'm proposing quite a lot is to use a dumb phone as a regular phone in your daily life, and then what you do is you cannot pull the phone part out of the smartphone. And then what you're left with is a sort of a mini tablet, and then it's possible suddenly to take small breaks throughout a normal day, because you can way easier leave a mini tablet inside. It could be in the entrance of your house or the bottom of your backpack. And then you have the peace of mind knowing that you can still receive a phone call on the feature phone, what I call a dumb phone.
Got it. So your idea is that we treat it like a different device. You've actually designed it the other way, so we're not addicted to it.
Yes, it's the nice thing about this is that it's physically limiting us to use it less and so we're not relying on our self-discipline in this way. I think that can be like those are the best solutions in my mind, like the ones where we are like physically restraining ourselves, so we're not like reliant on the tension of using the phone less, because that's my experience is that very rarely like gets like results.
It does kind of make sense when you put it like that. Let's quickly talk about the benefits of having a digital detox. It
Yeah.
just must be just a lot better for us. And I mean, I know it's a generational thing as well, because the younger generation right now are better at it.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of young people who are very interested in going back to an old-fashioned phone for at least a period. And that's also like the core thing that I do in Denmark is that I make experiments on schools where I own like 400 of these old-fashioned phones, and then I come to the school and I make it into a fun experience for the students to switch from their smartphones to a dumb phone for 10 days, and then. Yeah, and they are surprisingly excited about this. Actually, a lot of people thought it was like the young people were going to be resistant, but they are like very fond of the idea of going back to basics, at least for a period.
And the benefits then, Arne, I mean,
Yeah.
we managed to connect with others better.
It is. Yeah, I've done with it like a total of 15 schools now, a total of like 1,300 young people, and it's the same thing. Like they're mentioning, they're sleeping better. They have an easy time falling asleep.
Wait. They're sleeping, but
Yeah.
you should have led with that.
Oh yeah, yeah. A lot of people like, of course, want to sleep better. Yeah, that's a huge thing. It repeats itself every single time. And of course, I mentioned that they're having a higher like social, they're more social in their daily life, and they're feeling a stronger sense of the community. And they are mentioning that it's easier for them to do their homework and to be focused. Like there's just multiple. Like in my experience is like all of the intuition, like the intuitive things that people have been thinking that the smartphones has done to the society. These are the actual things that I see happening in these experiments.
Well, listen, we're very grateful for you explaining the knowledge you've picked up and also your innovation around it. And we're grateful for that. So thank you ever so much. We're
Thank
wishing
you.
you the best, Arne. We'll keep in touch and find out how it's going, but we've got to leave it there. Arne Bangsgaard Mathiasen talking about Danish entrepreneur, owner of the Dumbphone, and an educator of digital well-being.